Okay, so we know that we tend to organize information into related concepts and schemas, but how do we then go about accessing that information later? Information access is known as retrieval, so we're going to talk about how we retrieve memories next. All right, so here is another demo. We're going to look at how we retrieve short-term memories. So I'm going to show you a list of letters, and I'm going to give you 5 seconds to try to remember them, okay? So focus on these letters. All right, I have some questions for you. Was the letter B on the list? B as in boy? What about the letter S? So through tasks like this, we've learned how retrieval from short-term memory tends to work. We know that if you're given a list of letters like this, you tend to retrieve these letters one at a time, not all at once. So it's not like you encode all 5 letters and you're able to just pick out letters at the end pretty easily. Instead, you tend to start at the beginning and you tend to sequentially go through one at a time when you're asked questions. So studies have shown that, for instance, um, retrieving the letter E from the list takes about 38 milliseconds longer than retrieving B. So when I asked you about S, likely you had to kind of go through the list in order before you could answer that question. So we know that retrieval from short-term memory is one at a time and sequential. But what about long-term memory retrieval? So I have another demo for you. Which of these pictures have you not seen at some point during this lecture? Bonus points if you can remember where you've seen these other pictures at. So hopefully you got that. This is how we retrieve things from long-term memory. This remember post-it note was never actually in the lecture. Now we know that retrieval from long-term memory is not like a video camera. We can't just play back everything that happened in this lecture and be able to easily choose the answer. Instead, it tends to be reliant on what we call cues or associations. And it's also really subject to alteration, changes. So let's break down these 3 things and explore them more in depth. Starting off with the fact that long-term memory is not like a video camera. To show you, let's do another demo. You witnessed a crime earlier when you were sitting on this park bench. Can you retrieve the details of what happened? Let's say you were chosen as an eyewitness and you were called to the stand. Can you tell me what happened in that scene? What object was stolen? The color of the object? Can you describe the person or people involved in the crime? What color was their hair? Was it long or short? What they were wearing? How many people there were? That type of thing. Tell me every detail that you remember.